Hey everyone, welcome to the road to Avengers 5.
In this series, I'm going back every single month and revisiting a previous MCU movie and making updated custom LEGO minifigures to make them as accurate to the movies as possible. Alright guys, we are ever closer to Avengers 5, and this month has brought us to Spider-Man Homecoming. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Be sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's get into building every character from this movie using 100% official LEGO parts and pieces, with maybe one or two exceptions. So I try to do these in chronological order of appearance, so we'll stick to that and start with Adrian Toomes and the Tinkerer. For Adrian, of course, I used the torso, legs, and hat from the Custodian from the LEGO CMF series, with the head from the Vulture, since it works pretty much perfectly. Then, of course, jumping over here to the Tinkerer, I used the legs and torso from Owen Grady from Jurassic World with those brown arms and everything. The head comes from one of the cops from the LEGO Batman movie. Then I gave him this blue beanie and used some sticky tack on these white goggles up top to finish the look out altogether. And right off the bat, we get to see the Vulture hard at work as soon as the movie starts, basically. So what I used here is the Vulture minifigure from the Spider-Man No Way Home sets. You know, as funny as that is all these years later. But I did make a couple changes. First off, I used these black hubcaps here from the Speed Champion sets because I like the way that those look for the fans better than the big giant turbines that actually came on this. Yeah, for play features for little kids, those big turbines are fun, but here, it looks a little better and more movie accurate. Of course, these wings are superposable and everything, so that's cool. You could move all these wings on the bottom too, but I need to fit them in the camera screen here. Anyways, the minifig itself has the helmet, the breathing apparatus, the head, and the torso from the official Vulture figure, but I added the dual-molded legs from the Winter Soldier from the Bricktober Pack Infinity War from 2018, and I put some 1x1 clips on his feet to have his little, like, Vulture grabber feet. So, pretty cool and very awesome. Up next, we've got Happy and Peter Parker. So, for Happy Hogan, I went ahead and used the old Happy Hogan suit torso, although it's been used in lots of places over the years, with the black receding hairline and the Shang-Chi head. Of course, it's been used on Bruce Wayne too, so there's that. Then for Peter, I used the hair and head from the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man CMF, since it literally looks exactly like Tom Holland. The torso comes from Leonard from the Big Bang Theory set, and these legs that have the belt printing and jean printing and shoe printing all come from Harry Potter from the Harry Potter CMF series too. Alright, up next we've got Spider-Man himself. I love this minifig from 2017. It was also used in the Far From Home set, so it had a pretty long life. And of course the elephant in the room is that we got the identical version of this in the Sanctum Sanctorum, but when I say identical, I mean it's the same suit represented, but it does have different printing on the arms and legs, and this one is cheaper and a lot easier to get because this only comes in a very expensive set. I like both, but after all this time, I still go back to the 2017 as my favorite. We actually see Tony Stark wearing several different outfits in this, but I'm just going to kind of go for the overall aesthetic, and what I did here is use the black legs and torso from Bruce Banner from the Infinity Saga Hulkbuster from 2023, as well as the head from the GameStop exclusive Silver Centurion Iron Man that has the black and blue eye on there since it's perfect for Civil War, and of course I gave him some dark brown swept to the side hair. Alright, we're going to knock out all of Spider-Man's classmates in one go. That, of course, gives us MJ, Ned, Betty, Flash, and Liz all at the same time. So let's go. For MJ, I used this torso that came in the LEGO City line. I do believe it's been used in some other places. And I gave her the regular MJ head and hands with black legs and this really great hairpiece. I do think it sits a little too tall for what we see in the movie, but overall it works really great and is the best option we have in LEGO currently. The Ned minifig is actually the official Ned minifig that came out for Spider-Man Far From Home in the accessory pack, so no updates are needed there. For Betty, I used the hair from Supergirl from the LEGO DC Superhero Girls. Then the head, I believe, is from Hermione from the LEGO Dimensions set. The torso comes from Pepper Potts with short sleeves, and the legs come from Scarlet Witch from 2015. For Flash, I used just some regular black hair with the face and hands from Namor from Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I do think it makes him look a little too old, but at the same time, I think it works pretty well. If you guys have another recommendation, let me know in the comments. Moving down, the torso comes from Lloyd from the Lego Ninjago movie, and we've got dark blue legs to wrap it all up. Finally, for Liz, I wanted to be a little ironic and give her the torso from MJ from the Spider-Man No Way Home Doctor Strange's Sanctum set. Then, of course, we've got the black legs on there, the head from Barbara Gordon from the Lego Batman movie, and some black hair with bangs pushed to the side to finish it off. As we've been going through these showcases, I always make the Stan Lee cameo. In this one, he's just kind of hanging out the window, so we really just see him in like a white button-down shirt, and believe it or not, no such thing really exists in LEGO as of this video, so the closest thing I could think to use is this torso from Han Solo from Return of the Jedi. Of course, I just kept those same legs on there, and I do break the purist method for these figures because the head and hair come from Stan Lee, the custom minifigure from Firestar Toys. All right, we've got all the robbers who are, disguised as the Avengers. This scene is so much fun, and it was really cool to go back and watch it again. Back in the Spider-Man No Way Home sets from 2017, we actually got two official ones of the Cap and Hulk robbers, but I had to go ahead and make my own Iron Man and Thor ones. To keep it cheeky, I went ahead and used the heads and or helmets and faces and all that from the Mighty Micros versions, just because they look so cartoony, almost like the kids' masks they're wearing in the film. So that's where everything came from there for the Iron Man helmet and Thor's face, but of course I gave him the Ragnarok style helmet. Then I just came up with some random stuff for them to wear. You could really use anything. I didn't go for screen accuracy. I just kind of went for whatever I had. So I would encourage you to do the same. All right, that brings us to Aunt May, and I went ahead and gave her this striped sweater torso from Lego City with dark blue legs, and the head comes from Janice from the Lego Friends apartment set. I actually think that works pretty well for Marissa Tomei's likeness, and of course we've got that brown hair. Also, if you guys missed this last year, I actually got to meet Marissa Tomei, and I gave her a custom Lego minifig I made of her. It wasn't based off of Homecoming, though, so not going to use the same design here, but it was super cool to meet Aunt May in real life. Captain America appears in the detention video and the gym training video, so, technically he did appear in the film and it should count. What I used here is the 2012 style Captain America, but of course, the newer version that debuted in 2023 for the helmet and the torso and all that, making sure you got dark red hands and dark red boots on there with the dual molded legs to round it all out. Up next is Donald Glover's Aaron Davis, which is so crazy to think because, he mentions he has a nephew in the neighborhood, which of course would be Miles, so it'll be interesting to see if the MCU ever pays that off. Anyways, what I used here is the torso and legs from the Paul Walker minifigure from the Fast and Furious Speed Champion set. I used these dual-molded short-sleeved arms from the German soccer CMF with the head from Lando and the spiky hair that's come in several different places, but kind of a common piece these days. That brings us to the Iron Man armor from this movie, and it's this really cool kind of hybrid armor where it's very close in design to the Civil War layout, but not quite what we get in Infinity War, which crazy enough would be the next time we see Iron Man. This is the official minifigure from Spider-Man Homecoming 2017 with no additional changes made. Since I made this video the first time, LEGO actually did give us a Spider-Man Letterman jacket torso, which is pretty much perfect for that scene where he's wearing his jacket here. Of course, I kept the hands and head the same. I swapped out the arms, though, to give him those yellow arms to match so the jacket looks just like the movie, and I put the Spider-Man Homecoming legs on there for consistency. It is kind of crazy how many named Spider-Man villains appear in this movie, even if they just had minor roles. So up next, we've got the Shocker and Mac Gargan. Mac Gargan's pretty easy because he's just got those dark gray legs with the torso from one of the Cantina performers from Star Wars and the head from Captain Panaka from Star Wars with matching hands. Moving over to the Shocker, I used the official Shocker minifigure from 2017, and I think that these arms may have come from Woody, but they also might have just come on Shocker. It's been so long I don't remember, and I'm filming this at 11:30 at night, and my mind is just fried, to be honest with you. All these years later, I still think that one of my best customs I've ever made is this Homecoming homemade suit Spider-Man. I think it's aged so well, and even with all the new Lego pieces they've given us over the years, I still think this one is pretty ironclad, which is ironic because it's not the suit Iron Man made. Anyways, there's a lot of pieces here, so let's get into it. The hood piece up top comes from Skylore from Ninjago. The head underneath, which you'll see has the black outlined eyes but no webbing on it, comes from the Mighty Micros version of the Scarlet Spider minifig. The torso, which has that red zipper with the pockets and all that, is from the Devil Kid. That sounds a lot more ominous than it is, but it's just like a little Halloween kid from the CMF years ago. The legs come from the Big Bang Theory set, I believe from the girl named Bernadette. And then, of course, I matched the arms with that same blue color and the hands with the same red color to finish out the look. And that brings us to the end of the movie. So we've got Pepper Potts, Tony Stark, and the Iron Spider suit. The Iron Spider suit is exactly what we got in the sets, so I didn't change anything other than taking the arms off because we didn't know that at this point in time. Then for Tony Stark, I used the same hair from before. I used the new Tony Stark head from the Spidey and His Amazing Friends 2024 sets with this torso that came on Bruce Wayne, as well as in the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom sets, so there's a lot going on there. Then for Pepper Potts, I flipped around the Pepper Potts torso, used the regular head, gave her this hair that's come in a bazillion places, bare arms, and black legs to finish it out. And speaking of finishing it out, let's go ahead and wrap up this video. Alright guys, let me know what you think of this showcase. Be sure to hit like and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on the next video.